The Zanny that my daughter described to me is 24 to 25 years old, about 5'7", 125, 130 pounds. She has straight white teeth, long brown hair, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 10.
Her birthday is not September 1st. She's not 25 years old. She's not 5'7". She's not 140 pounds. She doesn't have black hair. She doesn't have perfect teeth. She's not a 10.
He asked me the first time, I think now. It's been recent though.
Recent as in the last day or two? Last week? The week before?
No, it's been, let me think. Yeah, because it's just been sitting, like I told you, I had taped over it. It's just been sitting in my camera ever since November.
Was it since, has it been since we found this body out there on Suburban, or was it before that?
I know he's asked me since then, but I'm not sure. Oh, he did ask me for it a while back, but again I told him. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I had taped my son's parade. I told you,
right?
Christmas parade. He's in a little Tiger Scout thing.
Okay.
Let me think. I told him that he asked me how long the parade thing was. I said I think it was probably close to an hour worth of tape on it, but I don't think it was quite that long. The parade was an hour, but I had stopped the tape, started and all that sort of thing. And let me see. So it had been after my son's parade. Because like I said, I told him I had taped over it. Just wasn't any big deal. It was just nothing was on it.
All right.
Left it in the camera. Nobody ever asked to see it. Nobody asked for it. Yeah, so it had to be after December the 6th or whatever the date was for the parade. And like I say, the film stayed in the camera. Just recently starting to date a lady in Land O'Lakes. My little boy had picked up the camera. He and his little friend's name's Dominic. no relation.
Right.
And they were playing with it, and they videotaped themselves at the house, and I think videotaped myself. And
Dominic was. Did you know that Dominic was forwarding tips on? Dominic and Cindy were forwarding tips on to the law enforcement. Did you know that they'd been sending tips to us?
I mean, it's been on TV. It's been on TV for 6 months.
Right.
They have the hotline, they have the tip line, they got the.
I don't believe that's what he didn't ask you that.
Oh,
okay. Were you aware that Dominic, through Cindy, was forwarding tips to law enforcement? Did you ever have conversations? We got to get this over to the police. There's a sighting of Caylee at this McDonald's. There's a sighting. Of
he would tell me. He would tell me on the phone that he had to track down. One time there's supposedly they had a videotape from Ohio.
Right.
Another time there was a sighting in Gainesville.
Right.
And I said to him, I said, "We're sighting Gainesville." I said, "Why didn't you call me? I could have went out and checked it out for you, because I'm a lot closer than he is to Gainesville," and never got an answer. There was and then the most recent thing was the one down here in the mall down here in Florida. Let me think. What else did he tell me? But he said Cindy drove him crazy because she would call 10 to 12 times a day with tips.
Right.
Okay. So.
Do you know? Did he ever tell you that he forwarded this tip on Suburban? That you guys, obviously, that tip, that must have meant something. You guys actually went out there and took pictures and videotape. What did he tell you about forwarding that tip on to law enforcement?
Didn't say anything. He didn't say it. Didn't ask. Like I say, most time I came down here was just go over to the house.
So he never indicated he'd forwarded that tip on to the police.
No, like I told you earlier, when we were at the house that Sunday and the new attorney came in, I had said in front of everybody there, I said, Dominic, I said, did they know that we had searched that area? He said yes.
So was this past Sunday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, who was present at this meeting where this question was asked?
George was there, Cindy was there, Baez was sitting on the sofa, that lady, Linda, whatever her last name is.
The other attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The other
Brad there?
Brad came later.
Okay.
And I don't.
But they were having this open discussion. They weren't.
Yeah, there was a lot.
This wasn't a private discussion one-on-one. They were discussing this openly.
It was like a lot of sidebars going on.
Okay.
Baez and Linda were talking about we can do this, we can do that. They were talking about the body The remains.
Linda and Baez were talking?
Yes, sir.
What were they saying?
Just do this and do that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
What were they saying they could do?
Well, first of all, they told George and Cindy that he said, "This, George, you have to hear this. This is going to be hard for you to hear, but I have to tell you." He said the Quantico, I'm pretty sure he said Quantico, not the police, wants to deflesh the bone. And George, I'm sitting kind of like that with George. I saw him. He got kind of disgusted looking.
Right.
Okay. Cindy was sitting on the floor in front of the TV. I was sitting to her side, so I really didn't see a facial expression from her. But she just kind of, she just kind of like dropped her head, and she said, "We can't let them do that. I want that body. I want her cremated. I want to keep her ashes." At this time, this is when Linda and Baez had a little sidebar on the. They were talking loud enough we could hear. They were going to file. The words were, "We'll write up something and get an injunction." Okay. They talked about how the defense wasn't allowed to see the autopsy or be at the autopsy.
Right.
They didn't think that was fair. What else was it? I'm sorry.
Did you ever hear them say, we've attended autopsies in other murder cases? Did you ever hear them say that?
No. The lady said she. Let me think. She said she was pretty familiar with autopsies.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. She described something. What was it?
What I'm asking you, if they're talking about this and they said it was unfair, while they were saying it was unfair, did they ever say that, in other murder cases we've been allowed to go into autopsies? Did they ever say that? Did you ever say?
Baez didn't say it, but I think Linda said it.
Okay. Did you say which cases she'd been invited or allowed to attend autopsies?
No. She just said she's from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. I think she may have said something to the effect, I've done murder cases before and never. I don't think she says never, and maybe it was like it's rare that you're not allowed to attend an autopsy or have them represent an autopsy. So something to that effect.
So you got the impression from her that that defense attorneys go into autopsies routinely?
Okay. Pretty much, yes, sir.
Okay.
Was Dr. Lee there?
No, sir.
What about Kathy Reichs?
I don't know who that is, but there's Kathy. The only people there, like I said, was Dominic, George, Cindy, Baez, that girl Linda, that tall fellow from Lincoln, Nebraska was there, myself. I think I already said Cindy.
Did they talk about going down to the scene at all?
No. Well, when we first got to the house, let me back up one step. Saturday. Was it Saturday? No, on Saturday. Must have been Friday. George and Cindy asked me to take them back to the house to get some fresh clothes. Okay. And when I took them back to the house to get some fresh clothes, I'm not sure what time that was. 11:30, 12 o'clock maybe. I'm not real sure. I carried the suitcase in. Dominic and I stayed for 15, 20 minutes. We left to go get his truck. He told me we'd be gone for 2 hours, and he said to them, "Do not go near it." He was kind of bossy.
Right.
Do not go down there. Probably, and he must have said it 10 times. It became really annoying. Do not go down there. Promise you, you're not going to leave the house. And there was like, oh gosh, must have been 100 people outside, with the cameras and onlookers and that sort of thing.
So who was this now was saying this?
Dominic was telling. He was speaking specifically to Cindy.
Okay.
Promising you're not going down there. And then, again, he must have said it. It got pretty annoying. I think he annoyed her with it so much. I'm thinking, why are you doing this? And so we went out the side door of the garage, got in my car. We left, went up, got his truck. We came back. And it's probably going back 2 hours because traffic was horrible. We took his truck over to, where did we take his truck? Darn it. To the church over on Conroy Gardens Road.
Conway Gardens
Road, yeah. Mm-hmm. Dropped his truck over there, went down to the house, came out in just a very few minutes, had the same suitcase, they had repacked it, with, I guess, fresh clothes. I put it in the car, they jumped in the car, and we drove away. Drove back to the, we didn't go back to the hotel. I'm sorry, that's when I drove them down to see you guys.
I'm sorry?
You
drove down to see us?
downtown on Livingston Street.
Oh, when we did the fingerprinting?
Yes, sir.
That would have been when you took the pictures of the FBI?
Yeah.
Okay.